you get a bye. To get the guy who won the championship last year, they start the season out like after everybody else. They get the survey to fill. That's the perks of fucking being a champion.
Light bulb just went off. What if Formula D evolves and they start signing drivers to drive for them? Right?
Because everybody right now is kind of like their solo, kind of like UFC, where you're your own guy. You don't. There's no like federation or a governing body, the NBA, National Basketball Association.
Well, let's say these guys, because the reason the buy runs exist is because they don't fill the 32 slots for competitors.
Right.
Given somebody breaks or whatever, they just don't have 32 slots, and given the amount of buy runs, it's just nowhere near 32 slots. So what if they were signing entities that had the kind of draw? They sign a Jake Jones, they sign a Matt Mike, they sign these people. Then you get a person like LZ and says, hey, you know I run it up.
Like TV. So they got those numbers. They definitely got those numbers. You can see the live numbers. You can see the trending. You can see the trends. Mm-hmm. You can see right when LZ went out, bam,
spikes.
Or like, and then like, then you can see he made it in it was round 6. He made it the 4th. Mm-hmm. So you can see those guys they were there for the whole time. And
we're brainstorming here, right? Because podcast wars are happening. How do podcasters say, yo, I need to be paid my worth? What do they do? Now, an album gets paid for streams, right? An album only keeps you on 45 minutes of a time, right? A podcast can keep you there listening consistently for like 3 or more hours. They sign deals to bring those people to that platform because they're going to bring those numbers to their platform for this long. The longer LZ stayed in, those numbers were this big all the way to the quarterfinals.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? To the semifinals.
Yeah. So you got the data's there. The data don't lie. You can pull that data up.
So what if that's how the sport evolved? Now, then you're going to have the guys that's like, oh, well, they're a signed FD driver. Yeah. It's still going to be the same thing. Everybody swears Forsberg, Vaughn, and all these guys get the calls just because they're the guys. So that's never going to change. Having those people that have that media draw come, I see could be an asset to their analytics when they're selling their slots for commercials and for TV or whatever they're doing. That could be the number because that's the difference between the WNBA and the NBA, right? Everybody wants to complain about the women need to get paid more.
You probably seen the one with the chick Bird and LeBron.
Get that shit out of here, shorty.
I was like,
there's no people in the seats, which the arena don't spend no money on merch, spend no money on beers. She could have played 17 years.
Yeah, when I seen that shit this morning, and I didn't look at I went all the way to the bottom, right? And I was like, what's the smallest number there? I went all the way to the bottom. I was like the 3700K that LeBron gets for that bonus. They on a normal one night game, they blow that shit away in one night.
Check this out: 50% of the revenue comes from media. Commercials, being able to, these sports shows getting access to talk about it. 50% comes from media. 40% comes from asses in the seat. That only leaves 10% that the NBA has to make up. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the difference is between the WNBA and the NBA. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe because Formula D can sell this much ad space, can do this much, they can make this much revenue from licensing their stuff. Maybe they could sign drivers that bring in that kind of shit. I don't know.
You got me, man. I'm about. No, man. You like what?